Welcome to today's English session. I am D.S. Chakravarti, Assistant Professor of English, Government Degree College for Women, Karimnagar. Today we are going to focus on the topic word families. Okay, what are word families? Word families are groups of words that have a common feature or pattern. They have some of the same combinations of letters in them and a similar sound. So basically word families are group of words that appear similar. వర్డ్ ఫ్యామిలీస్ అంటే ఏంటంటే కొన్ని వర్డ్స్ చూడటానికి అలాగే ప్రొనౌన్సియేషన్లో కూడా ఒకే రకంగా కనిపించేటటువంటి కొన్ని పదాల గ్రూప్ను వి కాల్ దెమ్ వర్డ్ ఫ్యామిలీస్. సో యాజ్ ఐ డిస్కస్ ఈచ్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీ టైమ్ ఐ టెల్ యూ ఈచ్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీ టైమ్ దట్ theoretically, or if we go into definitions, we may not be able to understand the definitions easily. That's why what we do, we directly enter into the examples so that we can understand them without much difficulty. So without wasting much of our time, I would like to take you to some examples first. So the basic concept is very clear. Word families are group of words that appear similar. So that's the basic definition. The English language learner can develop vocabulary by word family. So obviously whenever we try to learn something new, we have the basic question that pokes in our mind. What is the purpose of learning this new thing? What is the benefit I am going to get by learning all these new things? So this is the repeated question that appears in our mind. So whenever I ask you to learn word families, again similar question may come up in your mind. What is the benefit of learning word families? So word families make you understand the words clearly and it will develop your vocabulary. Developing vocabulary is an integral part and it's a crucial thing that every student must focus on. So any English language learner can develop their vocabulary. If you are interested in improving your vocabulary, you must focus on the word families. And the most important thing you need to understand that not all words have all the four forms. Four forms here. We focus on noun form, verb form, adjective form, and adverb form. Don't think that each and every word have all these four forms. So several words do not have all these four forms. This should be kept in your mind while learning this new topic. Not all words have all the four forms. Some have only two forms. Some words may have three forms. Some words have only one form. By going through the examples, we can understand them very clearly. Nothing to worry about that. So we are going to the next slide. This is the intro that we have to understand what is a verb, what is an adjective, what is an adverb, what is a noun. From the high school, basically from the primary school also, we are going through the English grammar. We have been learning the English grammar and we definitely know that there are the 8 parts of speech in English grammar. So what are those 8 parts of speech? We all know noun, pronoun, verb, adjective, adverb, interjection, preposition, conjunction. All these are 8 parts of speech. Here in the word families, we are going to focus on 4 forms that are noun, verb, adjective, and adverb. So we are taking several words which have 4 forms and we are trying to learn them one by one. Basically, a simple question that comes into any student's mind: how to identify a verb, how to identify an adjective, how to identify an adverb. If you have a strong foundation from your high school, then it won't be a big matter for you. because you can understand them very easily. You have been learning them from your high school, so it doesn't make any difficulty for you to understand, to make new sentences and to identify the parts of speech for any given word in any sentence. ఒక వాక్యంలో ఒక పదము అది ఏ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ స్పీచ్ కిందకి వస్తుంది అనేది గుర్తుపట్టడము అంత కష్టం కాదు. ఒకవేళ మీకు గనక మంచి ఫౌండేషన్ గనక గ్రామర్లో ఉండి ఉంటే మీకు అది ఇబ్బంది కాకపోవచ్చు. But unfortunately, if you don't have that foundation, if you don't have that basic skills in grammar, then it might be a difficulty for you. So here I am giving you simple tips to identify a verb, an adjective and an adverb. So this is not a comprehensive way to identify those things, but this may help you to identify them very easily. షార్ట్ కట్స్ అని చెప్పి అనుకోవచ్చు మనము. ఇది కాంప్రహెన్సివ్ లెసన్ మాత్రం కాదు, బికాజ్ if you want to understand the parts of speech naturally, then you need to know the basic foundations of English grammar. So how can we identify a verb? Usually verbs are of two kinds: main verbs and auxiliary verbs, that are helping verbs. In the topic question tags, we have already seen the 23 helping verbs: is, am, are, was, were, can, could, shall, should, may, might, will, would, did, do, does, must, has, have, had, need. All those come under helping verbs category. So it is easy for anyone to identify a helping verb. And the second category is main verbs. Main verbs have they are usually main verbs are action verbs. That means they indicate some action like jump, write, speak, kill, teach, go, fly, eat, sleep. So these all are action verbs. Whenever you listen to these action verbs, you remember some activity, you can visualize some activity. వర్బ్ని గుర్తుపట్టడము చాలా ఈజీ. ఒకటి హెల్పింగ్ వర్బ్స్కి అయితే మనం లిస్ట్ ఉంది కాబట్టి ఆ లిస్ట్ జ్ఞాపకం చేసుకుంటే సరిపోతుంది. రెండవ కేటగిరీ అయినటువంటి యాక్షన్ వర్బ్స్, రిమెంబర్ ఇఫ్ యూ కెన్ విజువలైజ్ అన్ యాక్షన్, దెన్ దట్ ఈస్ ఎ వర్బ్. జంప్ అన్నప్పుడు మీరు జంపింగ్ అనేది కనుక మీరు విజువలైజ్ చేసుకోగలిగితే, దెన్ యూ కెన్ అండర్స్టాండ్ దట్ దిస్ ఈజ్ ఎన్ ఇట్స్ ఎ వర్బ్. Moreover, all the action verbs, all the verbs have V1, V2, V3 forms. This is the simplest way to remember, to identify that something is a verb. If you can find a past tense for the word, for the verb or the word, if you can remember the past tense, then you can understand that this is a verb. For example, you come across a word sleep. You might be wondering whether sleep is a verb or not. Simple technique ఏంటంటే just remember whether sleep has a past tense. That means V2, V1, V2, V3, verb form 1, verb form 2, verb form 3. It's a lengthy list that we learned in high school already. So you remember V2, that is slept, is the past tense of sleep. It indicates that sleep is a verb. So this is all about verb. Now we get back to adjective. How to identify an adjective? Adjective typically appears in two structures or two patterns. The first one, she is dash. In the dash we can accommodate an adjective. Second pattern, dash woman. That means it comes before the noun, that is woman. Adjective comes before noun, that is woman. If we replace the dash with an adjective, for example, she is clever, she is intelligent, it makes sense. She is clever, she is intelligent. So we can understand that clever is an adjective, intelligent is also an adjective, and if we keep the intelligent in the second pattern. If we accommodate the intelligent word in the second pattern, clever woman, intelligent woman, ఇక్కడ కూడా మనకు ప్యాటర్న్ సరిపోతుంది. ఇంటెలిజెంట్ ఉమెన్ అనేది మనం యూజ్ చేస్తూ ఉంటాము, క్లెవర్ ఉమెన్ అనేది కూడా అంటూ ఉంటాము. సో దీస్ ఆర్ ద టూ ప్యాటర్న్స్ దట్ ఇండికేట్ adjective. Whenever we have a question, we are puzzled whether a word is an adjective or not, we have to replace with these two patterns. We have to accommodate that word in these two patterns. ఎప్పుడన్నా మనకు ఒక వర్డ్ని చూడగానే ఇది అడ్జెక్టివ్ అవుతుందా కాదా అన్న సందేహం వచ్చినప్పుడు ఈ రెండు ప్యాటర్న్స్లలో మనం గనక అకామిడేట్ చేసి చూస్తే అది సెన్స్ గనక ఉంటే, వాక్యం ఒక అర్థాన్ని ఇస్తే గనక we can make sure ourselves that this is an adjective. The next one is an adverb. How to identify an adverb? Out of the all parts of speech, that is 8 parts of speech, identifying an adverb is the most difficult part, I think. There is a simple technique to identify an adverb, that is, most of the adverbs end with ly. Most of the adverbs end with ly, like the example we can see in the slide. They came silently, ly, silently, it ended with ly. We can understand that silently is an adverb. But this technique may not work all the time, so we need to understand the definition of the adverb also. Adverb qualifies the verb. Usually adverb qualifies the verb. ఒక పని జరిగినప్పుడు ఆ పని ఎలా జరిగింది అని చెప్పడానికి adverb ఉపయోగపడుతుంది. So to indicate the action, to provide more information about an action, adverb plays the role of giving more information about an action. They came, వాళ్ళు వచ్చారు. It's a simple sentence. We can understand that they came, they arrived. How they arrived, came, ఎట్లా వచ్చారు, ఎలా వచ్చారు అని చెప్పడానికి we use an adverb, that is silently, నిశ్శబ్దంగా వచ్చారు. These are the simple techniques that make you understand and identify the verb, adjective and adverb. Now let's move on to some examples so that we can understand the concept more clearly. Here is a table in which there are 4 columns. The first one is verb, second one is noun, third one is adjective, and the fourth one is an adverb. Let's start with the first one. Act, action, active, actively. First one is act. When we went through the definition of word families, we came to know that similarly appearing words are grouped together. ఒకే రకంగా కనిపించేటటువంటి పదాల సముదాయాన్ని వర్డ్ ఫ్యామిలీస్ అంటారని చెప్పి మనం అనుకున్నాము. ఇఫ్ యూ లుక్ ఎట్ ద ఫస్ట్ రో, all the 4 words appear similar. They have the same root word, act, action, active, actively. The root word is same, so they appear similar. But as per the parts of speech criteria, they are different from each other. చూడ్డానికి ఒకే రకంగా కనిపిస్తూ ఒకే రకమైన అర్థాన్ని ఇస్తున్నప్పటికీ కూడా పార్ట్స్ ఆఫ్ స్పీచ్ పరంగా అవన్నీ కూడా ఒకదాంతో ఒకటి భిన్నమైనవి, భిన్నమైన పార్ట్స్ ఆఫ్ స్పీచ్కు చెందినవిగా మనం చెప్పుకుంటాం. సో హౌ we can analyze about this? ఎట్లా మనం దీన్ని విశ్లేషిస్తాం? See, act is a verb. How can we identify that act is a verb? Because it has a past tense and it has v1, v2, v3 forms. Act, acted, acted. మనం జనరల్గా యాక్ట్ అనేది నటించడం అని కానీ లేకపోతే వ్యవహరించడం అనేది అర్థంలో కానీ ఉపయోగిస్తాము. యాక్ట్, యాక్టెడ్, యాక్టెడ్. కాబట్టి యాక్టెడ్ పాస్ట్ టెన్స్ దీనికి ఉంది కాబట్టి we can understand that this is a verb. Second one, noun, action. It's an action movie. Action movie. The action is good. It's a noun. We need more action. That is a noun. Now the third one, adjective. Now get back to the two patterns that were provided in the beginning of the lesson. That is, she is active. She is active. So when we when we accommodate the verb, accommodate the word active in the sentence, it gives us the meaning. It makes sense. She is active. Aame churkuga undi. We can understand that yes, this is an adjective. And the fourth one, adverb, actively. She came actively. She participated actively. She participated actively. The simple method ly is there. We can recognize by looking at the ly. And the second thing, to make a confirmation, we can create a sentence also. She participated actively. She participated actively. In the sentence, participated is the verb. She participated. How did she participate? She participated actively. ఆమె పాల్గొన్నది. ఫలానా ఒక ఆటలో పాల్గొన్నది. ఏ విధంగా పాల్గొన్నది? యాక్టివ్లీ, చురుకుగా పాల్గొన్నది. సో యాక్టివ్లీ ఈజ్ an adverb. Now we move on to the second example. Care, care, careful, carefully. So first one is care, care, cared, cared. V1, V2, V3. I cared for them. I care for my family. I care for my family. నేను నా కుటుంబ సభ్యుల గురించి శ్రద్ధ తీసుకుంటాను అనేది మనం చెప్పుకోవచ్చు. నౌన్ గనక చూసినట్టయితే యు నీడ్ టు టేక్ మచ్ కేర్ అబౌట్ యువర్ సెల్ఫ్. యు నీడ్ టు టేక్ మచ్ కేర్ అబౌట్ యువర్ సెల్ఫ్. నువ్వు నీ గురించి ఇంకా శ్రద్ధ తీసుకోవాల్సిన అవసరం ఉంది అన్న సందర్భంలో care is used as a noun. Though the verb and noun, the two words appear similar, same, but we need to understand that based on the context that one is a verb and the other is a noun. Third one is adjective. She is careful. Again we go back to the pattern. She is careful. It makes sense. Careful is an adjective. Adverb, carefully. He did that carefully. అతడు ఆ పనిని ఎంతో జాగ్రత్తగా చేశాడు. He did that carefully. He wrote the exam carefully. చాలా జాగ్రత్తగా పరీక్ష రాశాడు. In this pattern, we have to analyze each and every word, and I have given you already some shortcuts. You can make use of those shortcuts, and if you have already acquainted with the parts of speech earlier, that will be a very good thing for you. Now the third one, clear, clarity, clear, clearly. Again, the verb and adjective, the words are same. Don't get confused with this. Now we will begin with the verb clear. Whether this word has a past tense? Yes. Clear, cleared, cleared. I have cleared my examinations. I have cleared my dues. It makes sense. So clear అనే దానికి past tense ఉంది, cleared అనేది. అలాగే noun కనుక చూసినట్టయితే I need more clarity. This is a model sentence. I need more clarity. There is a lack of clarity. ఇట్లాంటి సెంటెన్స్లలో ఇది noun గా యూజ్ చేయబడుతుంది. And the third one, adjective. The water is clear. ఇక్కడ మనము షీ ఈజ్ క్లియర్ అనే బదులు ఇంకా మంచి మీనింగ్ కోసం ఒక వేరే కాంటెక్స్ట్ తీసుకున్నాము. ద వాటర్ ఈజ్ క్లియర్. నీరు చాలా స్వచ్ఛంగా ఎటువంటి దుమ్ము ధూళి లేకుండా ఉంది అని చెప్పడానికి మనం యూజ్ చేస్తాము. సో ఇట్ మేక్స్ సెన్స్ కాబట్టి అది అడ్జెక్టివ్ అని చెప్పి అనుకోవచ్చు. అండ్ ద ఫోర్త్ వన్, అడ్వర్బ్. హీ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్డ్ క్లియర్లీ. హీ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్డ్. ఓకే, ఇక్కడ వర్బ్ ఏంటంటే ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్. హీ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్డ్. అతడు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేశాడు. ఎలా ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేశాడు? హీ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్డ్ క్లియర్లీ. సో క్లియర్లీ క్వాలిఫైస్ ద వర్బ్. స్పష్టంగా వివరించాడు అనే అర్థాన్ని ఇస్తుంది. ఫోర్త్ వన్, కంఫర్ట్. కంఫర్ట్ comfortable, comfortably. Comfort, first one, verb. Does it have a past tense? Yes, comforted, comfort, comforted. Noun, comfort. Adjective, yes, it is comfortable. The chair is comfortable. The chair is comfortable. It makes sense. And adverb, he sat comfortably. Chala saukaryanga కూర్చున్నాడు. These are the first slide. We have seen 4 examples in detail. Now we move on to some more examples. Here we can see consider, consideration, considerable, considerably. As the parts of speech, as we look into the parts of speech, consider has a past tense. Consider, considered. It has a V1, V2, V3 forms. Consideration is a noun. Usually TION indicates most probably it's a noun. Consider, consideration, considerable, considerably. Consider as a verb, it has a past tense, considered. We can identify that it's a verb. And consideration as a noun, usually words which end with TION are considered as nouns. Usually, most of the times they are nouns. It's a significant thing we need to understand to identify a noun. Adjective, considerable. She is considerable. Considerable amount we also use in our conversations. Adverb, considerably. Next one, craze, craze, crazy, crazily. Create, creation. Creation is a noun. It ended with TION. It's an indication that it's a noun. Adjective, creative. She is creative. This is the first pattern. And if we accommodate in the second pattern, creative woman. She is creative. Creative woman, creative writer, creative director, all those things. Adverb, creatively. He performed creatively. He wrote creatively. Next one, decide, decision, decisive, decisively. Decision which ended with ION is an indication that it could be a noun, most probably, that we need to understand. Delight, delight, delightful, delightfully. Differ, difference, different, differently. Okay, the differ is a verb because it has a past tense, differed. It has V1, V2, V3 forms. And we move on to the next one, distract, distraction, distracted or distracting. An adverb form is distractedly. Okay, so it has 2 adjective forms. We can accommodate in the pattern she is distracted, she is distracting, or something else in the same pattern. Hate, hatred, hateful, hatefully. See, the hatred is it appears to be something different from the other 3, but it is the noun form hatred. Hate is the verb. Hate, hated. It has a past tense. So these are the 4 forms of hate. Hope, hope, hopeful, hopefully. Impress, impression. It ended with ION. It indicates it could be a noun. Impressive, that is impressive. Impressively, ly. Include, inclusion, inclusive, inclusively. Adjective, inclusive, inclusive growth, the most popular usage, inclusive growth. Indicate, indicate, indicative, indicatively. Another word, the noun form is indication, is also there, that hasn't been covered in the slideshow. Indication is the noun. Insult is a verb as well as a noun. As a verb, it has the past form insulted. He insulted me. Okay. As a noun form also, we use the word insult. That's an insult for me. That is an insult for me. An insult. Insult is a noun. Adjective, insulting. That is insulting. Adverb, insultingly. He behaved insultingly. This is a pattern. Intend, intention, intentional, intentionally. Okay. I don't think there is a much problem here. We can understand without much difficulty. Madden, madness, mad, madly. Madden, madden has a past tense, maddened, and the noun form is madness. It is sheer madness. Though it is madness, there is a method in it, is a popular quote from Shakespeare's Hamlet. Though this is madness, there is a method in it. If you have gone through the Hamlet, you could find this wonderful quote in the play. And the adjective is mad. He is mad. She is mad. Adverb, madly. Protect, protected, it's a verb. Protection, protective, protectively. Quicken, quickness, quick, quickly. Quicken is a verb. It has the past tense quickened. Rely, reliability, reliable, reliably. Rely means to depend on. Rely is a verb. It has a past tense relied. She is reliable. Adjective. That means she is a person on whom we can depend on. Sadden, sadness, sad, sadly. The pattern is similar like the word mad. Sadden, it has a past tense, that is saddened. Secure, security, secured, securely. Secure is a verb. It has a past tense, secured. Other words are very popular. Speed, speed, speedy, speedily. Okay, here we can see that the two words are similar. It is the verb form and the noun form, both are similar, but we can understand that speed is a verb as well, because we can make a past tense from it. Speeded is a past tense. Strengthen, strength, strong, strongly. Succeed, success, successful, successfully. Beautify, beauty, beautiful, beautifully. Benefit, there are two noun forms for the word benefit. Benefit itself is a noun, and beneficiary is also a noun. The person who gets the benefits is called a beneficiary. Adjective, beneficial. Adverb, beneficially. Create, creation or creator. Creative, she is creative. Creative writer. Creatively. Distract, distraction, distracted or distracting. Distractedly. Justify, justification, justifiable, justifiably. These are the four forms. Signify, significance, significant, significantly. Signify is a verb, it has a past tense, signified, significance. Usually most of the nouns end with anc, that we should understand from vice versa rule. That is, if a word ends with anc, it most probably it's a noun, it could be a noun. Adjective, significant, the proposal is significant, it's a significant proposal, significantly. Understand, it has the past tense, understood, understanding, understandable, understandably. These are the four forms. With this whole lesson, we can understand that word families are the words that are grouped in a family, which appear similar and which give us the similar meaning also with the similar pronunciation, but they act differently as a different parts of speech. ఒక్కొక్క పదము ఒక్కొక్క పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ స్పీచ్ గా పనిచేస్తుంది, కానీ మొత్తం మీద ఒకే రకమైన అర్థాన్ని ఇస్తాయని చెప్పి మనం తెలుసుకున్నాం. సో దిస్ ఈజ్ ఆల్ ఫర్ టుడే. లెట్స్ మీట్ ఇన్ ద నెక్స్ట్ సెషన్.